Hi, my roadsters. It is Michelle on the move, and if you can't tell, I'm on the move. I'm headed back to Alpine today. Gotta work the next 4 days, but then I am off for a few days, and we're going to Washington State so Renee can do some photos for a very good friend of his. So I get a free trip to Washington. So yeah, I'm super stoked because I haven't been in a very long time. Possibly get to see my sister, which would be amazing because I haven't seen her in forever either. So I kind of wanted to get on here today after posting my upgrade video and kind of get some reactions from you guys. Shout out to my awesome fiance Renee for at Graybug Photography. Let me just plug that for editing my video. He does such an amazing job. I'm trying to learn how to do it, so I sat up there and watched it and kind of with my mouth open like, yeah, there is a reason why I'm a nurse and not a tech savvy kind of person, but I'm gonna try. Next time I'm home, I'm going to take my laptop, we're gonna download some software, and I'm gonna give it a go so that I can do my own videos and kind of be independent, because hey, in the last 3 years or so, I've learned that I can actually do things by myself. Which brings me to kind of one of the points I wanted to. This is kind of just a vlog video, so it's kind of probably going to be me rambling a little bit, but hey, I gotta drive another 3.5 hours, so I thought I'd come talk to you guys. So if I ramble, sorry. I started out on this adventure to learn some things about myself. I've always kind of been in a relationship and had somebody to depend on for everything, and I did. And of course, I'm in the happiest relationship I've ever been in, but I needed to learn how to kind of fend for myself, so to speak. And so that's kind of why one of the reasons why I took the leap of faith to do this whole travel nursing thing. It's always kind of been a little dream of mine to do it. When I kind of first heard about it, at first I was kind of like, why would anybody want to do that? Until I worked with a travel nurse who kind of like told me, this is why, this country that we live in is so beautiful and it has so much to offer in so many different parts that why wouldn't you want to go and explore it and, do our job, which is so stressful and so giving of us all the time, that when you have a few days off, why not go out and venture and have fun and see the country and still be able to pay your bills? And for me personally, I've been able to get out of debt, pay my car off, be able to help family members out when I need to. So it's been really, really good for me. I'm not going to say that everybody has the same experience than I do. I didn't know anything about travel nursing when I started. I knew I needed to make a change in my life, and I was kind of just scrolling through Facebook feed one day, and I saw the company that I'm working with, an advertisement, and I don't know why I chose that company. It was just there, and I had been the night before kind of Googling some information, and Facebook's shady and they watching your stuff, and so then I started getting all these on my feed about travel nursing. So I just kind of picked one, called them, asked them a few questions, and before I knew it, I was signed up doing my competency test for them and had to schedule physicals so that I could start my first assignment, which was in Iowa in the wintertime. Which was great for me though. A lot of you probably don't know this, but my grandmother passed a few years back, and her heritage is Norwegian, which is what I am mostly, according to Ancestry.com. I am 33% Norwegian and never really got to learn about her culture very much. So the place that I was in Iowa was rich in Norwegian culture, and so I learned a lot. I got to do a lot, and it reminded me of her. I was born in Illinois, but moved to Texas when I was 5, so I wouldn't consider myself a Midwestern girl, but I did go there and they were like, wow, I look like everybody here. It's just kind of weird when you grow up in South Texas and nobody looks like you, and then you go to a place where you're just like, whoa. So it was very, very rewarding for me to go there, even though it was cold. I had a great time there, and I learned a lot about myself, independence-wise, because that wasn't a travel assignment that I went back and forth home at. I actually didn't go home one time. Renee came to see me, but I never went home the 13 weeks that I was there. And so I learned a lot about myself. I learned how to be alone and be okay just being alone in a room, a quiet room, and just with my own thoughts and stuff. I had also started nursing school, so I had that also to keep me kind of occupied, but also have time to do my work and stuff, and not feel torn about where I'm going to spend my time or be stressed out about it. It's a great time and a great experience. I've got to go back to New Mexico. Now I'm in Alpine, which is close to home, which helps me out right now just because, I have a small granddaughter and I love to go see her and spend time with her and my parents, and of course my fiance in our house in San Antonio and that kind of thing, seeing my mother-in-law, that both sides of the family is just great to be able to just drive 5 hours and be home and drive back the day before I go back to work and spend some time at home too. But I also love the fact of being away and being to go on an adventure. When Renee comes to see me, we go out and just like take off. When we had little Betsy, it was kind of easy just to kind of load her up and let's go. But this new Tequila Marge is a little bit bigger. Kind of wanted to give you a little explanation as to why I named her Tequila Marge. I was in New Mexico, stationed on a border town, and so I went to Mexico a lot and got to taste a lot of tequilas. Like, I was always a Patron girl. Like, that was my shot of choice. And everybody always makes that same face after you drink a shot of Patron, and it's not very pretty. Chilled is okay, but sometimes you take a shot of that Patron and you're like, ugh, it's good, but it's ugh. So I got to taste a bunch of different tequilas that I didn't make that taste. I didn't make that face when I took it, and they were smooth, and ones that you would never expect that are not as expensive and highly marketed as Patron is. So I got to learn a lot about tequila and bought a whole bunch of different kinds, and now we have the bar at the house that kind of get to taste different types of tequilas and whatnot, and I really enjoyed that and got to know tequila. And so tequila's always been kind of my thing. And the March part came in honor of my grandmother, whose name was Marjorie, but my grandfather called her Maji, and that was always near and dear to my heart. And I still remember his voice. He's also passed, and I can still hear him say Maji from the end of the room, just calling after my grandmother. And so we were gonna name her Tequila Margarita, and I just kind of, something just hit me, and the Tequila Marge came up, which is, yes, I know, an odd name, but Renee and I looked at each other, and he's like, I like it. And I'm like, well, I like it, so that's kind of where it is right now. So Tequila Marge it is. And you will get a tour soon. I have some things coming in from Amazon. I haven't came even like near close to decorating it in the aesthetic that I want. I kind of want it to be the same as my house away from home. So the same themes kind of that I have in my house, I kind of want in this, just to kind of make me feel like a little bit like I'm at home. I have a certain sense of style to me. If you've seen my Facebook pictures, my kitchen is always like a Mexican restaurant type of look to it. I have the little suns from Mexico and the dishes and all that kind of stuff. And so I kind of want to keep that same kind of vibe going in the RV. So I'm kind of ordering some things. I'm, of course, like I said, nowhere near have it decorated the way I want, but I mean, it's only been 2 weeks. So I have some things coming in from Amazon. As soon as those get here, I'm going to film a little tour just to kind of give you a little preview. I know I never really toured Little Betsy with you guys, but literally it was a quarter of a panoramic shot. So it was like you walk in, you look left, right, there it is. I love Little Betsy to death, and I am gonna miss her because her and I have been through some stuff, me and Little Betsy. So I will miss her, but I am so excited for this camper, RV. I am super stoked about it, and it is just been amazing so far. I've, like I said, only been in it, I think the end of the second week, going into the third week now that we got the new RV. It was an amazing trip. We had such a good time. The video kind of, we didn't get as much footage as I would have liked to have gotten, and then the footage that we did get was kind of, I don't know what happened, kind of just messed up, but we didn't get as much footage as I would have liked. It was so hot and so humid. And listen, side note, if you're worried about my safety, I'm really not even like looking at the camera. I am looking at the road. I only have one of these in, and I only put my headphone in to try to like mask some of the road noise. So don't come for me about not being safe, because I'm really like paying attention to my driving. I'm just kind of talking to you. But anyways, we had such an amazing trip, but it was so hot. I mean, like literally it was like 100 degrees, but the humidity level in Louisiana is crazy. Like, I think it was like 88%. I have sweated. I haven't sweat that much in my, even when I do cardio, like I'll turn super red but never sweat. But I was sweating and looked like total crap in parts of those videos, so please excuse that. But kind of like now. But it was so hot, and we had like plans to set up the camera as we're transferring stuff from Little Betsy to Tequila March, but it didn't work out in the way, like I was hoping that we could have pulled them up side by side and just put the camera there and like back and forth taking stuff, but it kind of didn't work out that way. Like the way they had it set up was freaking amazing, by the way. Dixie RV, shout out to you guys. They had your RV, like people who were like going there to pick up their RV that day, they have these like cement pallets out in the front of the RV that have like side grass and like a little yard, like if it was like in an RV park, which was so awesome because you got to see your RV not on a like asphalt and you're like right hugged up next to another RV, and like you know, the stairs barely fit. Like they had it set up like if you were like already set up like at an RV park, and like all this room and pretty grass and like palm trees, and I don't know, it was just super nice. You got to like get a little preview of what it was gonna look like, kind of like set up at an RV park, which was kind of amazing. And then like I said in the video, everybody was just so nice. They did pull up Little Betsy very close, like in the back of the RV. And so Renee and I, at that point, it was like the last thing we had to do. And we had already been there for about 3.5 hours, which really wasn't bad, because by the time we looked around the store and we looked, you know, got the tour of the RV and how everything works. And the tour guy, Adam, shout out to that dude. I mean, he like literally went over everything with a fine tooth comb. And Renee and I were just like, no, we don't have any questions. Never had a fifth wheel. No, but give us the keys. And then after we got the keys, we're like, oh no. It was funny. We kind of like laughed at ourselves about that, like we were experts, because on the way home there were these overpasses and they were like 14 feet. And I looked at him and I'm like 14 feet clearance, and I'm like, how tall is this thing? And he's like, I don't know. Like maybe that was like something that we should have asked. So side note, if you're buying a rig, ask how tall it is hitched up to your truck. That's kind of an important thing to know. The length, the height, so that you can make those clearances. So we found out that it is 13 feet high, and so that was a 14-foot clearance that we went underneath. And man, I was looking in that rear view mirror, that side mirror, like, oh my God, don't take off the air conditioner, please. So anyway, that was the first time Renee had ever pulled a fifth wheel, and I think he did amazing. He did a great job. You could barely feel the trailer back there. We have a gliding hitch, which For all you people that don't know what I'm talking about, I didn't know about it either. But those service guys, man, they explain the mechanism of how that thing works like excellent. So how it works is Renee has a short bed truck. So if you've ever pulled a fifth wheel, if you go to turn, that fifth wheel is going to break out the back window of that truck. And I didn't even like think in those terms. So to learn that was kind of cool. So with this glider hitch, it hitches at the top, but it has like this little slant to it and this middle section. So when you're turning and pivoting and making those turns, that thing is just swiveling on that hitch and going up and down and moving in just all kinds of directions. It's kind of like I don't know, Renee uses these camera holder things called a gobble, something like that. And so it holds your camera steady while you're walking. It's kind of like a GoPro stick. If anybody has a GoPro, that kind of keeps your GoPro steady so it's not bouncy. That's the kind of like principle that this hitch uses. It kind of keeps the camper steady, but also it's swiveling and rocking and moving all over the place as you're turning and driving and whatnot. It was just so smooth back there. It's amazing. Highly recommend it. I will also on the tour show what the name of the hitch is and stuff. Unfortunately, it takes up the whole bed of Renee's truck, but we might be upgrading that too soon. So we'll see. Even though it did pull the RV very well. We got 10 whole miles to the gallon, which with the little Betsy, we only got 12 and a half. So it wasn't that much more, and it's double the weight. So that little Betsy was. So I didn't think that was too bad. I think everybody's kind of at that same level when they're pulling something. But I think maybe with a bigger engine or, something like that, we might be able to do a little bit better as far as our miles to gallon when we pull, especially if we're going to go on long trips, because with this travel nursing stuff, I guess I never know. And in a few years, we talked about Renee coming like full time with me once, the boys are done with school and stuff, and maybe either selling our house or renting it out. We're not sure yet, but just kind of talking a little bit about our future plans and stuff like that. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to get on here and get y'all's thoughts about Tequila March and what you thought of the video. I thought Renee did a great job editing it. I'm gonna try to learn, guys, for you guys. I'm gonna try to do that and see if I can't get this editing thing down a little bit, because I kind of want to be able to do that by myself. So if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go down there and hit that subscribe button. I also have the Michelle on the Move Facebook page. So what I'm going to do for a while is upload my videos to YouTube, share them to my Michelle on the Move channel. From that channel, share them to my Facebook channel for you guys. Share my videos. I'm trying to get this out there just to kind of have a platform to help people either in the RV situation or in the travel nurse situation, or sometimes I might just get on here like I am right now, just vlog my day, my drive home, driving I-10, do's and don'ts, where are good gas stations to stop. I can tell you, they know me by my name already. I've been doing this trip right here since 2013, depending on where I lived along this I-10 route. So pretty familiar with I-10 to Alamogordo, El Paso, Deming, New Mexico, Alpine, so I just hope that maybe this channel, whatever I'm doing, might help somebody out. That's kind of what I'm doing it for. I'm also doing it just for an outlet for myself, just to kind of better myself. Putting myself out there a little bit is kind of not my cup of tea, so to speak. Yes, I like to talk. We all know that. If you know me, you know I like to talk. But I'm slow to warm up. I'm a true Cancer, so I am slow to warm up. But once I get running, man, I can talk your ear off. So I just kind of my first video is kind of like the one I'm doing right now. I was just kind of thinking about it, and I'm like, just do it. Why not? It's not going to hurt anybody. If anything, maybe it might help somebody who's thinking about starting the travel nurse thing, or thinking about buying an RV for their families to go on vacations and stuff like that. Nothing wrong with the tent life. I did that too for a long time. If you have small kids, it's just really, really nice to have like a portable home away from home, and you get to go and enjoy the States. I know a lot of people want to go and venture out of the country and stuff like that, in which I'm one of those people too. I have goals and aspirations to travel abroad, but there's so much that the U.S. has to offer, just as far as sights and beautiful things and beautiful countrysides. And I'm lucky enough to be in a position where I can share it with you guys. I'm going to start vlogging a little bit more once I get a little bit more equipment. I'm going to start vlogging my little adventures that we do outside of me working, where I go next, things like that. So if you guys, geez, how much time? If you guys have some video ideas or content that you want me to talk about, if you have some questions for me below, just leave me a little comment. I don't mind answering questions if I don't know the answer to the question. I probably know somebody that probably does. I have a lot of travel nurse friends. Am I well versed in the travel industry? Probably not. I mean, I've learned a few things which are in my previous videos. I know I have a lot to learn, and I ask all the time. I ask questions. I do have a lot of travel nurse friends, so if there's questions that you have, or you're interested in it, or if you have questions about the RV stuff, no, I'm not an expert. I have had to troubleshoot a few things being on my own in Deming for that year. There was a few times I had to troubleshoot some stuff. I had some awesome neighbors though, so they kind of helped me out a lot. Mom, I'm filming a video, so that's why I'm not answering your phone call right now. Anyways, I just kind of wanted to get on here and chit chat with you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video yesterday. I'm going to try to have more of those that are a little bit more edited, so to speak, and not just me sitting on my bed. And now I have more space to record for you guys, so I have a really good a lighted space to film my videos and stuff for you guys. So my next video will probably be a tour of Tequila Marge. If not, I am excited about getting together with my recruiter, Alicia Kreppel. Shout out to her. She's amazing. With LRS Healthcare, who I'm currently contracted with. We are going to talk about possibly a surprise, maybe little giveaway for some of my followers if you're interested in joining the little giveaway. I kind of want to do a little video about Alicia and a shout out to her and LRS because they have been so great to me. So tour of Tequila Marge and my homage, so to speak, to my recruiter because she's really great. And I will also link all of her information and stuff in that video. So if you have any questions about travel nursing or something like that, or are interested in it, you'll have her information in that video. So that's going to be coming really soon, like in the next week and the following week, or maybe both in the same week. Just depends on how busy I am at work. I do have the trip to Washington coming soon, so I will vlog some of that as well, so that I can post a little bit about that trip. Might as well, right? Let y'all see Washington, those of you who haven't had the opportunity to see it. So if you haven't, I don't know if I said this already, but if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe below. Give me that like button, share the video. I will post it on Facebook as well. Share. The more you share, the more I get put out there, and more of a platform I have to speak to you guys. And I can't wait to see y'all soon. I hope you've had an amazing day. Weekend is coming for y'all. I have to work all weekend, but it's coming up. Tomorrow's Thursday, so you're almost there. So y'all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye, Roadsters.